Hey, as promised, I am comparing NPS with PPF today. In future videos, I'll also be comparing NPS with EPF, ELSS, APY. You know why? Because all of them are eligible for Section 80C tax deduction, which is why so many people are attracted to these schemes. So among these schemes, I'm looking for the best one so that I don't miss out on any opportunity to make more money or to secure my future. After all, I am Money Minded Mandeep and you are watching LLA English. Oh, and you know what's free? If you press the subscribe button and the bell icon, I'm sure it's totally free. You won't have to spend any penny on it. Also, if you are looking for a Demat account and if you choose to go with Upstocks, you get a free Money Control Pro subscription for 1 year. Only if you are looking for a Demat account should you check out my link. And if you do use the link, you will be indirectly supporting this channel so that we stay afloat and keep making more videos for you. Before we proceed to the ultimate comparison, let me shed some light upon the fact. The fact is, this is just a comparison between PPF and NPS. It doesn't mean that you have learned everything there is to know about NPS or PPF for that matter. So after watching this comparison, if you think you should go with NPS, then I think you should also watch my dedicated video of NPS. Or if you decide that you should go with PPF, you can then watch my PPF dedicated video as well. I did tell this to my Hindi audience as well, but
they know. They just don't care.
So let's start with small things because as you know, big things have small beginnings. Talking about eligibility, anyone can open a PPF account if you are an Indian citizen. However, NRIs are not allowed. Also, a minor cannot open a PPF account. However, you can open a PPF account on behalf of a minor. Coming to NPS, your age must be between 18 to 65 and NRIs are also allowed to open an NPS account. Talking about minimum investment to keep the account active, both are same. You have to contribute a minimum of 500 rupees in 1 year to keep your accounts active. Maximum investment, well, PPF has a cap. You cannot invest more than 1.5 lakh rupees in one financial year in your PPF account. If you do so, that extra money will not get you any returns. So it's basically useless. However, if you look at NPS, you can invest as much as you want. There is no cap. So before I tell you about returns, you must understand that PPF is not market linked. There is a fixed pre-decided interest revised every quarter and you know how much interest your money will make in PPF. For example, this quarter's interest has been revised down to 7.1% because of the adverse impact of Corona on this country. However, if we look at the historical data, you will find that the PPF interest rate stays close to 8%, sometimes above 8% and sometimes below 8%. So I'm pretty sure after this phase is over, it will soon find its way towards 8%. Coming to NPS, it is market linked. That means the money you invest will go to 4 areas. One is equity, second government bonds, third corporate bonds, and fourth alternative investments. Alternative investments are considered as highly risky investments. That is why you are not allowed to put more than 5% of your fund in alternative investments. Talking about government bonds, they are one of the safest investments, so you need not worry about that. And corporate bonds are also considered as safer than equity. So the main thing which everyone worries about is equity investment, which is the stock market investment. Because when stock market tumbles, your overall fund will underperform, and when the stock market rises, your overall fund should outperform. Let me tell you, this should not worry you, because before the stock market goes from here to here, it will tumble multiple times. The one thing that an investor should worry about is the maturity date. Suppose the time has come for you to finally withdraw your NPS fund in the event of something like Corona, then you will have to suffer in your NPS investment. Got a little scared? Don't worry. You have full control over your money. If you don't want to invest much of your money in equity, you can choose government bonds and corporate bonds instead. You have the power to decide what percentage of your money should go to equity, government bonds, corporate bonds, and alternative investment. However, there are some rules that are kept in place to protect you. One of them I've told you, money invested in alternative investment cannot exceed 5% of your total investment. The second rule is regarding equity. As you age, your equity investment will come down and gets distributed to corporate bonds and government bonds. So you get two choices to control your NPS fund. One is active choice, where you can manually choose what percentage of your fund should go to what investment area. And the auto choice, there you will get three pre-made plans. One is for low risk takers, the other one is for moderate risk takers, and the third one is for high risk takers. And depending on which plan did you choose, as you age beyond a certain age, your equity exposure will start to come down and gets distributed to other areas. So if you don't know about these plans, I have explained them in depth in my NPS dedicated video. You should totally watch that. So talking about risk, I personally do not feel PPF has any significant risk. So I would categorize this as no to low risk investment, because first of all, it is not market linked. Secondly, it also cannot be attached in any of your ongoing court cases. So that makes it one of the safest investments you can ever make. Coming to NPS, I would still categorize this as a low risk investment because there are rules that have been kept in place to protect you from the market volatility. So you won't be allowed to invest more of your money towards equity, and your equity investment will compulsorily come down as you age. The one question everyone asks while investing: by when can I get this money back? So in PPF, there is a mandatory lock-in period of 15 years. If you do not wish to withdraw your money even after 15 years, which is hardly the case with anyone, you can choose to extend your PPF account for 5 years, and you can do that unlimited number of times. But it should be in a block of 5 years. And coming to NPS, a lot of people find it disappointing because you can't withdraw your own money till you reach the age of 60, that is retirement. And as I've said earlier, if you are the kind of person who doesn't have financial discipline, then NPS is the right thing for you, because trust me, if you want your money to grow from here to here, you have to leave it untouched for a lot of years. But I do get the fact that some people might need money in the time of distress, and NPS will not allow them. Or will they? Coming to premature withdrawal. So when your PPF account is 6 years old, you can withdraw maximum of 50% of your balance preceding that year. But this premature withdrawal in PPF is only allowed for special reasons. Those reasons may include your child's education, wedding, or a critical illness suffered by you or someone in your family. Only then will you be able to withdraw your PPF fund at a sacrifice of 1% return. That means if your PPF account has been giving you 8% returns consistently, if you withdraw that money, you will have to sacrifice 1% from your returns. You have to remember that. And when your NPS account is 3 years old, you can withdraw a maximum of 25% of your own contribution. Why am I saying own contribution? Because employers can also contribute towards your NPS account. So you won't have the permission to withdraw that amount. However, you can withdraw a maximum of 25% of your own contribution. This you can do thrice in your lifetime in a gap of 5 years. And just like PPF, there are some special reasons due to which you are allowed to withdraw your NPS fund prematurely. Coming to mature withdrawal. Yes, you are allowed to fully withdraw your PPF account once it has reached maturity. However, once your NPS account hits maturity, you are only allowed to withdraw a maximum of 60% of your fund, and a minimum of 40% of your fund should be spent to buy annuity product from any of the insurance companies that you're seeing on the screen, and that insurance company will then pay you a fixed interest on your money, which will be considered as your monthly pension. This 40% fund that you use to buy annuity will not be returned to you. That is a catch you should remember. However, there are insurance companies that are offering this option as well. You use your 40% money to buy annuity. Once you die, that 40% amount will be returned to your nominee. But in this case, the monthly pension that you get will be reduced. I'll soon publish a dedicated video on annuity, and I'll teach you how to calculate annuity and how much to invest if you are looking for, let's say, a 30,000 rupee pension. Let me know if you want that video. Now coming to expense ratio. PPF has 0% expense ratio and NPS has 0.01% of expense ratio. What is expense ratio, you may ask? See, I've told you the money that you invest in NPS will go to 4 areas. One of them is also equity, government bonds, corporate bonds, etc. So what happens is, there is a qualified person who is responsible to pick quality stocks and invest your money, and also monitor your money so that your money keeps making profits and not losses. So an expense ratio is a fee that you pay to a qualified person to manage your money. So in NPS, you pay 0.01% of your fund, which is quite negligible. Trust me, there are expense ratio touching 2.25% in some mutual funds, which are quite disturbing as well. So this is negligible. Coming to tax benefits, I've already told you that both PPF and NPS are eligible for 1.5 lakh deduction under Section 80C of the Income Tax Act 1961. But the overall limit of Section 80C is 1.5 lakh. So if you invest 1.5 lakh rupees in PPF, you get to deduct that from your total income and pay less tax on your less taxable income. However, you can not only do that in NPS, you also get an additional deduction of 50,000 rupees. So the total deduction that you can claim in NPS is 2 lakh rupees. 1.5 lakh in Section 80 CCD subsection 1 and an additional 50,000 in Section 80 CCD subsection 1B. You can also claim your employer's contribution as a deduction, but there's a cap of 10% of your basic plus DA wages. So this is the investment part that you can claim as a deduction in both these schemes, and NPS completely beats PPF in this. Coming to returns, the returns that you generate on both these schemes are also tax-free, and the withdrawal that you make after maturity are also tax-free. So this puts both the schemes in triple E category. That means investment is also exempted, returns are also exempted, and withdrawals are also exempted from tax. However, there's a catch in NPS. I've told you that minimum of 40% of your entire corpus, which will then pay you monthly pension. That monthly pension which you will receive after retirement is not tax-free. So PPF is exempt and NPS is exempt and half exempt. How to open these accounts? Well, if you want to open a PPF account, you can either visit your bank, fill the physical form, or you can visit your bank's website and fill the form, or you can also visit a post office to open your PPF account. In NPS, either walk into a bank or go to your bank website or go to eNPS website. There are 3 ways that you can open an NPS account. I did tell you that employers can also contribute to your NPS account, but employers cannot contribute to your PPF account. Now you're still confused because PPF has some pros and so does NPS. So let me try to simplify it for you. If you are looking to save money, let's say for your child's education or child's marriage, then a 15-year lock-in period sounds pretty healthy to me. But if you put your money in NPS, then you will have to be financially disciplined enough to not remember your money. Because when the time of distress comes, everybody remembers all their investment and they start to cash out. So first, identify your goal. If your goal is to save for your retirement, then I think you should go with NPS because it can give you better returns than PPF. Let me take an example. I've opened NPS calculator on my laptop. Let's talk about PPF first. I've took my own example. I put my date of birth here. Then let's say I invest 5,000 rupees in PPF every month, and I've expected a rate of return of 8% because I've told you PPF has consistently given returns close to 8%. And let's ignore this annuity part for now because there's no annuity on PPF. So if I invest 5,000 rupees every month, I'll get a total corpus of 1,15,45,000 rupees. Remember this amount. Now you have to notice that the time period here that I've taken is 35 years because I'm comparing PPF with NPS. So this 1,15 lakh rupees won't be generated in 15 years, but it will be generated in 35 years. So let's assume I don't withdraw my PPF fund and I keep extending it in a block of 5 years so that I can compare it with NPS. Now let's say I'm investing this amount in not PPF but NPS. So 5,000 rupees for 35 years. Now let's say I'm expecting a rate of return of 10% on NPS because I told you it can give between 8 to 10 and you are free to put in any number you want. I'm providing you a link in description. Now this is saying I would like to purchase annuity for. So I've told you minimum of 40% of your entire fund would go to annuity. So I'll purchase an annuity for 40%. Annuity rate I've taken 6%. In my previous video I've told you at present annuity rates are between 5 to 8%. So I have picked 6%. Let's see what the results are. So I'll get a total corpus of 1,91 lakh rupees. Out of that I'll be able to withdraw 1,14 lakh rupees and 76 lakh rupees will be used to buy annuity, which will then pay me a monthly pension of 38,000 rupees as per 6%. So this, in my opinion, is a pretty great deal because even the 60% of my NPS is equal to 100% of my PPF, provided that a rate of return has a difference of 2%. If not 2%, then I'm confident enough that my NPS fund should outperform a PPF fund. So if you are investing for retirement, I would say pick NPS. If you are investing for child's education or child's marriage, I would say go with PPF. And if you want to build wealth, I would say go to mutual funds and stock market, because those are the real tools of wealth creation. And if you want to learn about stock market and mutual funds, then just subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, because I am about to post good videos that will teach you stock market and mutual funds. And if you want to be ready for that, then just open a Demat account from the links given below. If you use those links, you will be indirectly supporting this channel and will continue to produce more and more videos. If you like Money Minded Mandeep, then let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.